Attention! All.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are from Impact Junior High. Today we are going to tell you
The true story of the Three Little Pigs.
Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf.
No one knows just how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it was all wrong.
Maybe it's because wolves they kill animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way they are. If cheeseburgers were killed, folks would probably think people were big and bad too.
But the whole believing is all wrong.
The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar.
Way back in Once Upon a Time, our friend, the wolf, was making a birthday cake for his dear granny.
He had a terrible sneezing cough.
He had ran out of sugar.
So he walked down the street to ask his neighbor for a cup of sugar.
No, this never was a pig.
And he wasn't too bright either.
He had built his whole house out of straw.
Can you believe it? Who in his right mind would build a house of straw?
So of course the meaning of wolf knocked on the door. He fell right in and he didn't want to just walk into someone else's house.
So he called,
Little pig, are you in?
No answer.
He was just about to go home without a cup of sugar for his dear old granny's birthday cake.
That's when his nose started to itch.
He felt a sneeze coming up.
Well, he huffed and he snuffed, and he sneezed a great sneeze.
And you know what? The whole straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig that was a doornail.
He had been home the whole time.
It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so the wolf ate it up.
Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there.
He was feeling a little better, but he still didn't have his cup of sugar.
So he went to the next neighbor's house.
This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks.
He rang the bell on the stick house.
Nobody answered.
He called,
Mr. Pig, are you in?
He yelled back.
Go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin.
He had grabbed the doorknob and he felt another sneeze coming on.
he humped and he snuffed, and he tried to cover his mouth, but he sneezed a great sneeze.
And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's.
When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig that was a doornail.
What's thunder?
Now enough food was spoiled and they lived it out in the open.
So the wolf knew the only thing there was to do. He had dinner again.
Think of it as a second helping.
He was getting awfully full, but his coat was feeling a little better.
And he still didn't have a cup of sugar for his dear old granny's birthday cake.
So the wolf went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother.
He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks.
The wolf knocked on the brick house. No answer.
Mr. Pig, are you in?
And do you know what the little poker answered?
Get out of here, wolf. Don't bother me again.
Talk about implied.
He probably had a whole sack full of sugar.
And he wouldn't give the wolf even one little cup for his dear, sweet, old granny's birthday cake.
What a pig.
The wolf was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday crown instead of a cake when he felt his coat coming out.
He huffed and he snuffed and he sneezed once again. Then the third pig yelled.
And your old granny can sit on a pin.
The wolf was usually a pretty calm fellow, but when he heard somebody talk about his dear, sweet old granny like that, he went a little crazy.
When the cows grew up, of course, he was trying to break down this big door. And the whole time, the wolf was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene.
The rest, as they say, in history.
The news reporters found out about the two pigs he had for dinner.
They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting.
So they jazzed up the story with all that puff and puff and blow your house down stuff.
and they made him a big bad wolf.
That's it.
The real story.
I was friend.
But maybe you could loan him a cup of sugar. Attention. Bob. Thank you for your listening.